There are things in the jungle that only reveal themselves when the sun dies. I am Kanauã. I have lived more than 60 moons in the heart of the Amazon. And tonight, I'm going to tell you something that will forever change the way you see the darkness. At 6 in the evening, when the last golden ray touches the tops of the trees, the real jungle awakens. And with it, its true children, those who walk unseen, who whisper without a mouth, who protect, and who devour. Do you have the courage to stay with me until dawn? It is 6 o'clock, the hour when the jungle exhales its last breath of light and inhales its first breath of shadow. The daytime birds fall silent. The monkeys hide high above. Even the wind seems to hold its breath. And in that silence, something begins. The hour when the children of the Amazonian night open their eyes. First, you hear the crickets, a chorus that never rests. Then the frogs, thousands of them, each with its own voice. And after that come the others, the ones with no name in your language. We, the people of the forest, call them the guardians of the threshold. They are spirits that walk between day and night, between the visible world and the invisible. They are not good or evil. They are necessary. My grandfather taught me that every sunset is a portal, that when the sun hides behind the western mountains, light doesn't simply fade, a door opens. And through that door, those who rule the darkness enter. But to see them, you must first be invited. It is 8 o'clock at night. The darkness is no longer new. It has settled over the jungle like a heavy blanket. And now the ritual begins. In my village, there's a ceremony that only the bravest can face. We call Kanauã the path of the night jaguar. It is a ritual where the initiate must spend the entire night in the heart of the jungle, completely alone. No fire, no weapons, only your spirit and the spirit of the forest. 20 moons ago, I guided a young man from our tribe through this ritual. His name was Twira. He was 18, with the heart of a warrior, or so he believed. I painted his face with urukum, the sacred red paint that protects the soul. I gave him ayahuasca, the medicine that opens the eyes of the spirit. And I told him the same words my grandfather once told me. The jungle will show you who you really are. If you lie, it will know. If you are afraid, it will smell it. And if you are worthy, it will adopt you as its child. Twira entered the jungle at 9 that night. I watched him disappear among the black trees. And then I waited. Midnight. This is the most dangerous hour. The elders call it the nameless hour, when spirits walk freely and the borders between worlds become as thin as smoke. That night, while I waited for Twira, something happened. I heard a scream. It wasn't human, but it wasn't from any animal I knew. It was a sound that freezes your blood, a sound that reminds you you're only flesh and bone in a place that doesn't belong to you. I wanted to run into the jungle to look for the boy, but I couldn't. The rules of the ritual are sacred. Once you enter, you are alone. To interrupt the ritual is to interrupt the dialogue between the initiate and the forest. And that could be fatal. Hours passed. 1, 2, 3. And then, at 3 in the morning, the darkest hour before dawn, I saw something I will never forget. At the edge of the jungle, where my village ended and the realm of shadows began, there were eyes. Dozens of pairs of eyes shining in the dark. They didn't belong to ordinary animals. They were larger, smarter, and in the center of them all, 2 golden, fierce eyes. A jaguar. But it wasn't an ordinary jaguar. Its fur glowed with a deep blue shimmer, as if it were made of the night itself. And on its back, riding it, was Twira. The boy wasn't afraid. He was transformed. His eyes were no longer those of an uncertain young man. They were the eyes of someone who had seen the other side, someone who had been accepted. He dismounted from the jaguar. With a grace, he he didn't have before. And the great feline, the guardian of the night, remained there watching me, as if it were judging me too. Twira came closer and spoke to me in a language that was not our own. It was older, deeper. The words vibrated in the air as if they had weight, as if they were made of something solid. And suddenly, I understood. He said, "The jungle doesn't need us to protect her. We are the ones who need her protection. We are her children, not her masters." The jaguar turned around and vanished into the darkness. And with him, all the other eyes faded away, one by one, until only Twira and I remained beneath the blanket of stars. That night, I learned something my grandfather had tried to teach me for years, something I had never truly understood. The children of the Amazonian night are not creatures to be feared. They are teachers to be respected. They are jaguars that walk without a sound. They are serpents that heal with their venom. They are owls that see truths we ignore. They are river spirits that sing forgotten songs. They are shadows that guard the world's oldest secrets. And if you have the courage to face the darkness, the real darkness, not just the one outside, but the one within yourself, then the jungle will recognize you as one of her children. It is 5 a.m. The sky begins to change. The deep black turns to dark blue, then purple, then pink, and finally golden. This is my favorite hour, because it's when you realize you've survived. The night tested you and you passed. The children of the night return to their hiding places. The spirits cross back through the threshold. The jaguar becomes a shadow. And the jungle breathes differently, but something remains, an invisible mark, a silent pact. Because once the Amazonian night accepts you as her child, you are never the same again. You walk differently. You see differently. You understand that there is more to this world than what your eyes can see, more than your mind can ever comprehend. Twira is now one of our most powerful shamans. He speaks with the spirits. He heals illnesses that doctors cannot explain. And every night, at midnight, he walks into the jungle, and the blue jaguar comes to meet him. I have lived more than 60 moons in this place. I have seen things that would stop your heart. I have heard voices without bodies. I have walked with spirits that forgot how to die. And I tell you this, the Amazon jungle is not a place. It is a living being, a mother, a teacher, a judge, and her nocturnal children are her messengers. Now tell me something. Are you willing to believe that the jungle spoke to you tonight, that she shared one of her deepest secrets? If your answer is yes, if something inside you resonated with this ancient truth, then write in the comments, "I accept the call." If the jungle spoke to your soul, because when you accept the call, you become what you were always meant to be, a child of the Amazonian night, a guardian of her secrets, a bridge between worlds. I am Kanauã, and the jungle asked me to share this with you. Now, the night awaits your answer. Are you ready to walk among her mysteries and protect what few truly know?